Good morning. Thank you for joining us and answering our questions today.
Oh, good morning.
My first question for you is how and why did you get involved with bread?
Okay, well, I'm a member of St. Christopher Catholic Church in the Columbus Grandview Heights area. Um, and I have a good friend there. Her name is Blanche Lusick. Um, I've known her for years, her and her husband, and basically just kind of through word of mouth and talking with her, she suggested that she welcomed my involvement in the bread organization. And I'm retired now for like 2 years. And um, I was a social worker professionally for close to 50 years, I guess. um, and so I just felt very strong about justice ministry and social justice issues and those kinds of things, and seemed to be my way of kind of getting involved after my professional work life in an organization that I felt like my that I felt stood for um, those kinds of issues that I was strongly in favor of, and that sort of thing. So, plus I have a long work history in social work, and um, the some of the values and some of the things that bread stands for are things that I worked for most of my adult life. Um, and I come from a strong religious upbringing, and my values are kind of consistent with what I feel the bread organization's values are. So that's basically um, why I got involved. Just wanted to be more active in something. So.
Why is your involvement in bread or your congregation's justice ministry important to you?
Um, well, I just feel like I feel like in today's world there are so many issues, so many concerns, so many problems that require people that call people to get involved and to and to try to do whatever you can to alleviate poverty, to deal with issues like violence, gun violence, um, human rights issues, um, you know, in our community. So that's what I think is important.
How would you describe the first Nehemiah action that you attended?
Okay, well, that would have been, let's see, in I think November of, well, it would have been in 2016. Um, that was, my first Nehemiah, and I was, quite honestly, I was, I wasn't surprised by it, but I was taken by the number of people that attended the Nehemiah, and I think the enthusiasm that I saw generated by those that were in attendance, and also by those that were there. You know, some of the leaders of the bread organization, the enthusiasm that they, generated, and I just thought the overall climate of the rally and everything was, you know, very positive, and resonated with me, and that sort of thing. So.
What was the most exciting part about the Nehemiah action for you?
Um, well, I think just listening to some of the testimonials that were, you know, given by individuals there who, you know, who spoke to certain issues, certain social justice concerns that you know, that, you know, I felt were important, and you know, and it was good to hear from some of those folks who had been, you know, affected in some way by you know, those issues, be it violence or, you know, poverty or, you know, other human rights kinds of issues. So so some of the speakers, I think, who gave testimonials and you know, let us know what, you know, what had, you know, what had happened to them in their lives, and, you know, and how the Bread organization might be able to, you know, help with that, or, you know, address those issues.